Washington, D.C. In a striking and controversial shakeup, President Donald Trump has appointed Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche as the acting head of the Library of Congress just days after firing Carla Hayden 9 years into her 10-year term. The move, which has not yet been formally announced by the White House, places one of the Justice Department's top officials in charge of the world's largest library, raising alarm among lawmakers and legal scholars over potential overreach and blurred lines between branches of government. Blanche, a former Trump defense attorney and key figure in his legal defense during 3 post-presidency indictments, is now expected to oversee both the Justice Department's day-to-day operations and the 178 million item archive that is the Library of Congress. The appointment follows a growing pattern within Trump's second term of assigning multiple high-level roles to close allies, with no clear explanation on how these individuals will manage the responsibilities of such demanding and divergent agencies. Carla Hayden, the first woman and African American to serve as Librarian of Congress, was abruptly removed from office reportedly due to her leadership in diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives and the library's policies on children's book curation. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt stated Hayden was terminated for putting inappropriate books in the library for children and promoting troubling DEI policies. Hayden's dismissal and Blanche's pending takeover have spurred Democratic lawmakers into action. 6 members of Congress signed a formal letter demanding the library's Inspector General investigate whether the White House inappropriately influenced library staff, accessed sensitive congressional research, or engaged in unauthorized data transfers. Adding to the controversy, Blanche will now oversee the U.S. Copyright Office, whose recently ousted director Shira Perlmutter released a critical report on artificial intelligence and copyright law. The report's concerns were viewed by some as opposing the interests of Trump ally Elon Musk, who has advocated for looser intellectual property restrictions for AI development. Critics argue that placing a top justice official in charge of a nonpartisan congressional research institution undermines the library's independence. Daniel Schuman, former CRS attorney, warned that giving the executive branch access to congressional legal and policy research shatters a firewall meant to protect legislative deliberation from executive scrutiny. Meanwhile, acting librarian Robert Newland has told staff he is awaiting congressional direction before formally handing over leadership. Behind the scenes, Justice Department personnel have already begun transitioning into dual roles at both agencies, further intensifying concerns of executive consolidation.